my name is Raiko Nin, and I'm from Miami, Florida, but I'm a native from Cuba. I was born in Cuba in 1976 and migrated to Miami in the late 80s. I enrolled in New World, School of Fine Arts in Miami, and I was taking classes under a mentor named Frederick Snitzer. He's a very well-known curator. I work mostly with pastels, with crayons, wax, oil, and graphite. Some of them just finished a show that lasted for a whole month at Liberty Station Bar right on Washington. I was fortunate enough to sell some pieces and stuff, but I have a few that are still available, and turned out good. I've been doing art since '94, and I started doing art in Miami, and then during the '90s I started actually with the hip-hop graffiti world and doing a lot of graffiti pieces, and then from there I started developing my own style, also doing my own art. I also started traveling to New York, Atlanta with a group of friends. We had a group called the Inkheads, and the Inkheads was sort of like a bond between friends, and we wanted to be just share our creation, our artistic visions and stuff. So we started doing shows in New York and Brooklyn, and traveling to Atlanta, Georgia too, and some shows in Miami and stuff. We collaborated with a lot of different artists from around the country and also from overseas. This show was called Extensions of the Spectacle. This show was a great successful show. I believe this show happened before the Art Basel Fair in Miami. So it just proved that as a group we're being very we're pioneering the movement of street art, or just in general, just the ambition of art. So
what are some other things that I guess inspire you?
Yeah, I guess when I was a kid, my main inspiration was actually the bond of my family. My dad being a painter, and also my mom worked in the artistic field too. She used to do cartoon voices. What's interesting with the work from Memories, I call it Memories from Havana, is that the work reflects the struggle of the youth. I guess I'm trying to use some of the tones of the colors. Some are more earthy or so, because it was in those days growing up. It was not, toys and things that kids want, new bicycles, and maybe land with an Atari game or whatever. We didn't have much of that stuff, but the dancing was the form of entertainment. So another thing, the boombox, it was a device that brought everyone together and unified everybody. So the boombox was really something very exclusive, The content of the work was the most important thing. Sometimes a lot of the paintings I'm trying to use less colors, and some of them are more vibrant, more colorful. But I feel very comfortable with less colors in some of them, or perhaps use the same tone of color, almost like monochromatic. This is also some work on paper I was doing in the 90s. I think this piece is from 1998, 98, and it was all done acrylic on paper and some Indian ink. And again, it goes back to the same work that I'm doing today, and it's reflecting those memories of the 1980s in Cuba, with the kids with a radio, the boombox. You can look at my work on Instagram if you go to Raiko, R-A-I-K-O, Art Studio. So it's Raiko Art Studio on Instagram. If you want to send an email, it's Raiko, Nin, @hotmail.com. I want to send shout outs to my good friend Chris Mendoza in New York, who was a good friend of mine for many years, and also the crew Inkheads and my family. Just want to tell my lady here, thank you. And like I said, everything has a beginning and has an end, and the movie's not over. I'm coming at you.